Hi everybody. So 2nd of September, we are in the last quarter of 2024, and the point of this video is basically to encourage the thing that I see lots of people do is make it not enough plan for the future. So we're always seeing what's going to happen this year, this month, this week, today, rather than what's going to happen in 10 years from now. So the point I'm making here is success is is multifactorial, and obviously, of course, it depends on what you're looking for to be successful. But in effect, those principles still works. I told the same things to my 15-year-old daughter, to a 47-year-old who's on my coaching course as well. The key here is you've got to take risks. You've got to understand how to take risks. You've got to do the graft. You've got to actually do the work and put the efforts into it. And then you've got to look long term. You cannot keep looking at what's going to happen next week, next year only. You've got to look at what you're going to need to be in position wise in 10 years from now. And that then means you've got to be able to look at the insights of what the world's around you is doing and changing. So for example, there's so many macro factors and big factors around the world that are affecting trade, affecting how people work, employment, but there's so many things. So if we hang back to properties, for example, you've got to look at in 10 years from now, what does property investment look like? What does the property structure look like? So these are the things that I think people don't do enough of, is to look ahead of, at least, when you come to one-to-one coaching programs, the first thing that I talk and I get people to do is to write there, if they are able to, their 25-year plan. I have got my 25-year plan and I've had it for a while. And guess what? When you've got something on paper and you've actually thought about it for what's going to happen in 25 years, most of it's going to be wrong. But some of the things that are right, they're going to be right. And actually, you're going to be very close to achieving it because you're trying to head towards that objective. Whereas without an objective, it's like getting in your car around the M25, don't really know where you're going, you don't know which exit you're going to come off at, and you don't know which direction you're heading towards, whether you're going up north, down south, west or east. So the key here is, you have to take risks. You've got to understand what risk is, and you make calculated risk taking a norm. With that risk, you just become the next person around you who's not taking any risk and getting up in the morning, putting shoes on and going to work and getting a paycheck. Ultimately, the difference between in the capitalist system is capital owners, asset owners versus labor. So you've got to decide, and most of us probably watching this video, actually, I think the inherited wealth are not watching this video, but most of you guys have come from working class background like myself, and actually you've probably still got jobs, maybe got a business of your own, but ultimately you can be in two camps. One, you can be the labor, so you sell your time, which I did for 20 odd years in the pharmaceutical industry, your time for money. Or you could be the capital owner, the asset owner. So in our case, we're owning assets like property, shares, gold, crypto, whatever the asset, the asset that is limited in number is what then produces the value. Ultimately, it's about demand and supply. The less of something there is, the more the price is. So going back to labor and capital owner. So if you're not the capital owner and you're not running your own business or your investment, it's not a business. So I have a few people who have businesses running very well, £1 million in the bank, and coming to coach with me at the moment, because they need to move that money into asset-based investments rather than just having cash flow coming in. Because the minute they retire, they're realizing that £1 million or that turnover goes away unless family members takes over, etc. So you've got to be deciding which camp, and most of us, like I say, will probably still be in the labor time selling camp, and you now need to do a couple of things. One is delayed gratification. You've got to get very comfortable with delayed gratification. Stop spending the money you have today. Put it into an investment today, saving. So if you've got £10,000, my suggestion is, a property investment is probably not quite there yet. Either you educate yourself, and for £10,000, don't come to me. You're going to spend most of the money paying me to teach you, but you won't have any money to spend actually investing. So start with these kind of channels, the social media channels. I've got a couple of books on Amazon, read those. That then gives you a good understanding of the property market. Second, if you've got a bit more money, you've got to start to educate yourself. So come to me, go to my website, www.quidditygroup.co.uk. Come and learn with somebody who's actually still doing. I bought 27 flats last month on my own for my own company. So we are still investing in a 6% interest rate market. I'm not a person who did it 25 years ago. I'm not somebody who's actually charging £100 a go to somebody to teach them how to raise money on service accommodation or vendor finance, all that nonsense. If you've got cash, if you've got you're time poor but you're cash rich and you want to invest that money in property, that's the sort of person who I want to educate and help you get from where you are now to investing that money into a property or properties, so that you are able to derive this passive income. So again, the key here is take action. We're Q3 or Q4 really of 2024. So if you're not thinking and actioning today, that's another year gone.